Roger Elvik, founder of what has come to be known as the Redemption process. It involves the Federal Reserve System, the Internal Revenue Service, House Joint Resolution 192 of June 5, 1933, the United States being a bankrupt corporation, including the United States government, creating a corporate doppelganger as a means of extracting taxes from the United States citizenry as a means of control. Artificial intelligence, Wikipedia, YouTubers with their videos still up all speak about him and his theory with palatable hostility and bias. This tells us he was onto something.
There is nothing illegal about this process. You are using your personal property, whether they like it or not.
Have you noticed the red CUSIP numbers on the bottom? CUSIP is the acronym for Committee on Uniform Security Identification Procedures, a committee of the American Bankers Association. A CUSIP number is used to identify a financial asset or bond. This bond is a security note on the New York Stock Exchange. Why? Because you are worth money to the international bank that bought your identity during the bankruptcy of America in 1933. The birth certificate became the identification of the monetization of the spirit and body of a living human being. With the existence of the birth certificate, your straw man was born. The artificial, legal, on paper you. And this artificial you represents the debt America will never be able to pay off. In 1913, the Federal Reserve Act was signed into law by Woodrow Wilson. And prior to that, Americans owned property free and clear of mortgages or taxes. The Federal Reserve is a maritime lender, operating on interest and taxes. When the United States went bankrupt in 1933, the international bankers swooped in, and the United States government pledged to sell everyone out by leveraging our future earnings, labor, and assets as collateral to back all of the money the government borrowed. As an added bonus, our government also pledged our federal territories, national parks, and nonprofit organizations. And because of this power play by the international bankers in 1933, London still runs and owns the United States. Until the Federal Reserve is completely abolished and we return to the gold standard, the United States is 100% controlled. Do not fool yourself to think otherwise. So back to the straw man. The straw man is your legal persona. It is the name on your birth certificate, displayed in all capital letters. Capital equals money. Your marriage license, your car title, your health insurance, the list goes on. Your straw man exists to confuse you into thinking that you actually own everything you buy. The straw man is the artificial you, and if the artificial you fails to make a payment, the powers that be can take your car, shut off your energy, your cable, turn off your water, and even take your child away. When your child is born, the minute you sign their birth certificate, they become a ward of the state.
The U.S. government creates bank accounts referred to as U.S. Treasury Direct Accounts for each citizen at birth, tied to their birth certificate, which can be accessed to pay debts or make purchases. Elvik and others explain that individuals could access these accounts by filing specific paperwork, such as financial documents like bills of exchange, site drafts, or promissory bonds, often using IRS forms or Uniform Commercial Code filings.
We all knew that under Nasara, every citizen was going to get a prosperity package, right? Where were they going to get the money from to fund your prosperity package? They were going to take it out of a pre-existing TDA account and then keep the rest. It's not too hard to understand that when the Vatican, the Pope, broke the universal trust that was the actual holder of all these TDA accounts and the birth certificate accounts and all of the derivative accounts, those monies had to go back to the original account location, which is your TDA, held by one of the 12 federal district banks that comprise the Federal Reserve. There are some people who figured out a way to do it in the courts or through the use of the courts or by the agreement with the courts. And those people that figured out how to do it were told, how about if we just give you $300 or $400 million and you sign an NDA and a hush agreement and walk away and never talk about this again?
Wow.
It's been done. It's been researched. It's been read about. It's been talked about. It's been written about.
The people you're dealing with are not the ones who've been, ripping you off for years. They don't know.
No, they
So
don't.
Be kind. Be patient with them. Right? Be gentle, and you'll get better results. Just speak with confidence that you know what you're talking about. And I'll tell you a couple things that'll help you. One, when you have a debt that you cannot pay to a bank, the debt will go to collections. Before it goes to collections, the debt to the bank that you owe will be paid off. It'll be paid off by your personal TDA accounts. So it's not uncommon for banks to withdraw money from this TDA account to pay off your debt. They do it all the time. Every time you're so far overdue that you have to go to collections. So after they settle your debt is settled, then they sell your debt to a collection agency for pennies. So any money the collection agency gets, you ever notice like you could settle a $100,000 debt to a collection agency for like 20 grand? It's because anything they get is extra because they bought it for pennies because the bank already paid off your debt. It's your money. You have access to it. You should not be afraid to use it. I want you to keep in mind the cabal lives on fear. So all they have to do is perpetuate fear, make you afraid. Don't be afraid. This is your revolution. This is your moment to stand up to your oppressors. This is money that belongs to you. This is debt forgiveness. This is an account that has been in my name since I was born, with my Social Security number as the account number, with my name on my birth certificate as the corporate entity that it's established under, and it is attached directly to my Social Security card. You don't have 3 documents more legal than your Social Security card, your birth certificate, and then any picture ID to prove who you are.
But it's time for all of this money to be released to solve, again, the debt slavery issues that we're all trying to resolve anyway. The more we use it, the more we force their hand, the more the people that know what's going on are going to have to step down off their little ivory tower and educate their employees.
So now we're just tapping into our rights to access it. The reality is they are not a threat. We are a greater threat. It's a greater risk not to let us do this than it is to let us do this. It's a greater risk not to let the RV go than it is to let it go. And that's the mentality we have to embrace if we're going to change the tide, to change the energy.